Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, repeat after me. Thank you, Apple, for OS Monterey, finally. And thank you for disabling my really expensive Logic Pro X program. And of course, my free open source, Open Office. And thank you for leaving alone Audacity, which is also open source. Let me explain. I did the Monterey update last night on my late 2015 iMac here over at my buddy's place because I can't afford the data to do that, so he allows me to use his data, which is awesome. Well, not data, but internet connection. He's on like fiber optic or something. Anyways, so very thankful I have good friends. So Logic Pro X I had updated first, and then I thought, well, Monterey's supposed to be released today. Wonder if the Canadians will get it now. Because with Windows, we still don't have Windows 11, which might be a good thing from what I've been hearing. Anyways, so Logic Pro X does this. And immediately after finding this out, after my Monterey update, I got on the internet to check. And of course, I'm not the only one. Everybody who just went and swallowed the pill for the friggin' Monterey OS got nailed with this if they had Logic Pro X. Now, this is professional recording software. Well, so is GarageBand, mind you, but this is the real pro level stuff. This is the really good stuff. And of course it is developed by Apple, of course, which you would think they would have left their own stuff alone. Apparently not. But they do want to pick on others. So, yeah, Apple has to fix this like pronto because they are going to get so many phone calls, emails, and people absolutely cheesed at them today over this. Especially any recording studios that are using Logic Pro, because this is one of the standards that are used now, right? So, yeah, there we go. Anyhow, so that's trash. GarageBand works perfect. Now, thankfully for one thing, Logic Pro X, by the way, will share a lot of its sound files with GarageBand. So you'll automatically get a sound update to GarageBand without even asking for it, which is awesome. And there's a lot of cool sounds. So now GarageBand, on my iMac at least, sits at 28,061 sounds available to me, thanks to Logic Pro sharing some of its sounds. Okay, it doesn't share them all. Otherwise I'd have a whack load more, because Logic Pro X had a 42 gig update or something like that, 42 or 46 gig update. And it was like, holy cow. Anyways, huge update. But, anyways, so that's good that GarageBand works. DaVinci Resolve works. iMovie works. All of my games, including my Durandal stuff, which is my Marathon stuff, was completely untouched. And Marathon has been around since the Stone Age. I kid you not. I've been playing Marathon for decades. And on every Mac I've ever owned, with every Mac OS, I've never, ever had Marathon disabled on me. So, anyways, but other games, definitely, you know. And we'll get to that in a minute, too. We got more bad news for you. So, Open Office, it's open source, same as Audacity, right? So, it can't be verified that the app is free from malware. Apple can't figure it out. It says Mac OS cannot verify that this app is free from malware. Either trash it or cancel. So I'm going to have to go up on open source, or Open Office, and find out if they've got an update already for Monterey, because that I have to have because I use that for writing my songs with. You know, and it's like, I kind of need it, you know, and GarageBand I've been using forever, and I love it, don't get me wrong. It's great. But Logic Pro X is so much more powerful and so much more features than GarageBand. You know, it like gives a whole new meaning to the word pro level program, you know, for recording DAW. And it's like, oh man, you know, so I'm kind of steamed. But all my games got left alone. Now, Marathon is a game, like I said, if you know Marathon, you know that the series of Marathon games, this is Marathon 2, I also have Marathon 1, and all of them, and Pathways to Darkness, the whole works. My entire package was left alone. And this game has literally been around forever. I played this game on OS 9 on my G4. like still today. I prefer it on this computer though because it's a much bigger display. But, you know, and 5K of course. But they leave it alone. Like, I expect games to get trashed. That's the normal thing with Apple with updates. They trash some of your games. So here's the more downside for you. I also brought my MacBook Pro with me last night, my mid-2012. Got a, I updated Logic Pro X on it first. Smart decision. So now I got a whack load. Now, get this. For each version of the OS that you're running Logic Pro X on, you're not going to get the same amount of sounds from one OS to the next. That's kind of, I don't know why it does that. I have Big Sur running on my MacBook Air. Now, I haven't updated Logic Pro X on it yet, but at least, thankfully, my MacBook Air cannot run Monterey. I'm glad I only jumped on this one to find out the bad news. So, yeah. If your computer is capable, even being an Intel chip, yeah, Monterey is going to trash your Logic Pro X. And it's going to trash it on the M1s too. You know, it doesn't matter. If it's a Mac and it's running Monterey, Apple has to fix this problem. And what is Apple's beef with us running open source all of a sudden with a word processor, yet they won't crab over Audacity? And Audacity is a really crummy program, let's face it. I mean, I have it on here more as a dissing program, and, you know, I kind of like to try and give it some hope for some things in life at times, and some things that actually can do some basic functionality things, but otherwise, I mean, Adobe Edition 1.5, which is also older than Snot, which I have on my PC, does a better job, even today on Windows 10, than what Audacity can do. So, anyways, it's kind of a trade-off between them, really. But DaVinci Resolve never got touched. None of my other programs got wasted. Even Minecraft was left alone, you know. And, I mean, I bought Minecraft, and they leave it alone, yet you got Logic Pro X, and you buy it, and you get trashed on a really expensive program. So yeah, be very careful before upgrading to Monterey. Don't jump on the bandwagon quite yet. Wait till the fixes are out. And if we did a quick search right now, even to check for an OS update for this, it still says we're up to date. And yeah, so Apple hasn't even done nothing yet this morning. So, you know, don't expect a miracle that quick. So I did a Logic Pro X update on my MacBook Pro 2012 last night because it runs Catalina. It's Max OS. Now, like I said, for some reason with Logic Pro, we don't get as many sounds on the update, regardless of size of update, which is a huge one, on different OSs. It's kind of weird. Catalina didn't get as many sounds into Logic Pro X on it. You would think it would be all fair game the same way, but apparently it isn't. However, I did get a major security update, as they called it, for Catalina last night, and then another small update right after that, and all my programs have been left alone except for 3 games got disabled. And 2 out of those 3 games are actually on my Monterey OS here on my iMac, and yet they didn't get disabled. That is really weird. And as we speak, we've got a little over, almost a 3 gig update coming down. 2.56 gigabyte update coming down for Mac OS Big Sur. It's an 11.61 update. So we'll see what gets trashed after that. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll get Logic Pro X nailed on that one too. And I haven't updated Logic Pro X on that yet. But either way, at least no matter what, I will be able to do a video with you guys showing you Logic Pro X on at least running on a Catalina computer for now, and of course on Mac OS Big Sur or Mac OS Monterey. All I can show you is GarageBand, because I wanted to show you the difference between GarageBand and Logic Pro X. I don't know if I'll get to that video today or not, but I've been using GarageBand forever, and I love it. But once I got onto Logic Pro X, it's like, I still love GarageBand, and now I'm really stuck with it now until they fix it. But I really, really love Logic Pro X. It offers so much more. So, what actually happened with Monterey on the good side? Well, we got a pretty backdrop. Whoopee! We actually have a screensaver that's the same as your backdrop. So anyway, let's go through it. There's what appears to possibly be some icon differences in a sense. Let me just go. Oh, can I do this? No, I can't even get into system preferences while it's doing an update. Wow, that kind of sucks. Or maybe I can. Hang on. There we go. Okay, so as far as things looking pretty and more presentable, Big Sur versus Monterey, definitely some changes in the icon appearances. Looks like we also got a few extras somehow. General, desktop, mission control, Siri, spotlight, language, notifications, internet account, security. Okay, so we didn't get anything. Oh, wait a minute. We did get CD, DVD icon, which we don't have on Big Sur in the system preferences. I've got Big Sur up on my air beside me, so this is where I'm looking. Trackpad, mouse, sound, Bluetooth, oh, they're all the same. Network's the same, updates the same. Printer, scanner. I mean, they changed the placement order where some of these are. Sharing, energy, date, time machine, startup disk. So we have profiles that's been added with a cool little icon, and CDs, DVDs is there. I can't open the window any bigger. So yeah, two extra little programs here, and profiles is just like iMovie zip profile. This is something that's it's new as far as being where it is anyways. Okay, so they added something. Big deal. Not that we care. Anyway, so in displays, now that's definitely changed a lot. So in displays, for your mirroring, they've changed the way things are laid out and how things work for, use as main display, stop mirroring. And then you switch over to your built-in display, use as mirror for LG, okay, or stop mirroring. Optimized for LG, optimized for Kevin's iMac, default for display, or you can go scaled if you want to. That's nice. I like that. Let's switch back. Let's switch back again. Oh, that is so much nicer even on my 2K display. That's sick. Anyways, so, or we can just go default for display. No big deal. So yeah, we've got a little bit of an addition there. Desktop and screensaver. We did get some desktop pictures, obviously. And now if we want these ones, we have to download them. So anything with a little cloud icon, you have to download. Oh, a bunch more we have to download. Wow, we have to download all these if we want them? That sucks. Talk about bare boning. Anyways, okay, so colors. Do we have to download any colors? Apparently not. So, a little bit of change there. Screensavers. We did get some new screensavers, one of which is the Monterey screensaver. So there's our desktop background. Aww. And there's our screensaver of it. Whoopee. How exciting. We did get a couple others. Like Shell is kind of actually really cool. So we can go back to our software update and see what's going on with it. Still going 2 more hours. So we did get some new screensavers, if you're into liking that sort of thing. Message, you can put your own message up there. I mean, some of these are the same as always. But they did do a couple. Ken Burns and Classic don't even work. I let them hang out for about 2 minutes and they didn't do nothing, so I don't know what's going on there. But they got, there's a couple, you know, so a couple new screensavers. Whoopie ding dong. I don't care about that, but some people might. So we didn't get much in the way of improvements so far. Our internet connections, they're all the same layout as before. Spotlight search, Wi-Fi, this is the same here. Siri, you can't help with anything. Haha, my mic's not even turned on. Date and time stuff, recent notifications, nothing's there. I'm not really seeing a whole lot of things here that have really changed a lot to justify the update screwing over Logic Pro X, let alone OpenOffice. Other than, of course, we have a lot of code in there going, we don't want you to run open source stuff on your Mac, so we're going to disable it. Oh, wait, not all of it. We're only going to disable the word processor, not Audacity, the sound program, because we don't want to step on their feet, you know. It's like, give me a break. Audacity is a joke. I mean, I would have been happy if they disabled that instead of OpenOffice, you know, but then they disabled their own software? I mean, come on, Logic Pro, they disabled it. I'm lost for words. I mean, we know Apple does some really dumb things sometimes, but this one kind of takes the cake. Leave alone their games, but take away their expensive program they bought from us. Yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, and take away their free word processor because we want them to buy one. You know, but that's not going to happen because OpenOffice will have this fixed probably in about a week or less. But Marathon, I mean, that's a game that, like I said, it's been around since the Stone Age, and I'm still running this exact same Marathon package under OS 9 on my G4. I'm running it on my eMac. I'm running it on my Mac Mini, you know, and it's like, but they leave it alone on every OS update. I get Catalina update last night, and I lost 3 games, 2 of which are on here that didn't get touched by Monterey, but got annihilated by Catalina. Now I'm getting a Big Sur update on my MacBook Air. I wonder what I'm going to lose on that. Wonder if I'll lose Logic Pro, because it's on there too. It just hasn't been updated yet. Anyways, so before you go and decide to jump on the bandwagon of Monterey, guys, think twice, especially if you run Logic Pro X, because you are going to lose access to it until Apple fixes the problem. And it is their problem to fix because it is their software. And they need to resolve this quickly. And I'm surprised I hadn't heard anything from beta testers about this being a problem with Logic Pro. But I guess maybe they weren't testing that, or maybe I missed those videos somewhere along the line. It's possible. But I don't know. So anyways, that so far is what we have about Monterey. So be careful before you update to Monterey. You might want to consider waiting it out, whether you're running an M1 machine or M series processor or an Intel Mac, okay, that can run Monterey, okay? Be very careful updating because there's things that you could lose out on. And I mean, a lot of you have software I don't run, and you may be losing out on some of it. Maybe you'll lose access to all of it. Who the heck knows? We don't know what's going to happen now. Other than listening to a lot of videos coming up on YouTube, I'm sure, and so mine's not the only one that I'm sure we're going to see about people screaming about what happened with the Monterey update. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and hanging out for this. Really appreciate it. Stay tuned for more. I'm sure we'll have some more news, maybe some bad news after this Big Sur update's done on my Air. Anyway, later.